Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about the comments, or I guess I should say, the answers that Bob Chapek gave to two questions specifically that were asked of him during the annual shareholders meeting that they had over at Disney. Now, those two questions specifically revolve around Kathleen Kennedy and her future when it comes to Lucasfilm, and one that was directed at the whole Gina Carano situation. Now, before we actually listen to his answers, I just want to remind you guys of something. Bob Chapek and any executive over at Lucasfilm is a known liar. Never take what they say at face value. Okay? These are people who will go out there and will constantly lie about their company and say everything is fine, everything is great. And we know that this is all, a bunch of bullshit. So just keep that in mind. Now let's go ahead and listen to the actual answers that he gave when it comes to these two questions. Let's start with Kathleen Kennedy first. But just in case, if what this guy said was true and Kathleen Kennedy will continue to work at Lucasfilm, I will remind you what you guys have to look forward to if you're listening to this and you're someone who still has hope for the future of Star Wars. Let me just remind you what you have to look forward to, but let's take a listen to what he actually said first.
Greetings and salutations. Are you guys looking at firing Kathleen Kennedy or asking her to resign and promote somebody like Filoni or Favreau or both as a co-counsel?
So they just straight up asked him whether or not they have any plans to either fire Kathleen Kennedy or just asking her to resign. And there is a reason why they're asking her of this. Because ever since she took over, Star Wars has been on nothing but a downward spiral. And right now it doesn't look like it has any plans of either moving back up. It did a little bit with the Luke Skywalker moment at the end of The Mandalorian. But no, Star Wars is just, it's not saved. It's not.
Thank you for your question, George. We've been absolutely thrilled that we...
Did you notice how much time there was between when the guy asked the question and when Bob Chapek finally started his answer? Now that could be, maybe there was a problem with the connection. Maybe he only just got the question and then now he started to answer. But I think that he himself was probably not expecting someone to actually ask him that question. Listen to his response.
We can have the kind of creative talent in our company, the likes of Kathy Kennedy to run Lucas. And
so already I have a hard time believing him. Already I think this guy's a fucking liar because he associated creative talent with Kathleen Kennedy. That on its own should tell you that this is complete bullshit.
And we look forward to having Kathy directing the activities of the entire Lucasfilm organization for many years to come.
Okay, first, I swear the way he responded to it, it almost sounded like he was reading off of cue cards.
Thank you for your question. Next question, please.
And immediately moves on to the next question. Doesn't even want to give them a chance to ask them about whether or not he could elaborate on his answer. No, just instantly move on to the next question. So if what he said here is true, right? Let's just pretend for a second that he was telling the truth and Kathleen Kennedy will continue to work for Lucasfilm. Let me remind you again, if you have any hope for Star Wars, if there's anyone out there who still has hope for Star Wars, let me just remind you, this is what you have to look forward to. This is a new character from the High Republic, in case you don't know. And yes, this isn't a joke. This isn't a mock-up that was made by a fan. No, this is real. An actual rock. That is an actual character in Star Wars now. A fucking rock. And the rock's name? The rock's name's Geode. The rock's name is fucking Geode. And he pilots, he's the fucking navigator. And he's the navigator for a ship called Vessel. A ship called Vessel and a navigator who's a rock named Geode. That is what's happening at Star Wars now. These are the kind of creative, or I shouldn't even say creative, but these are the people that are being hired by Lucasfilm. And if you want something else to show you what you have to look forward to, Star Wars Lucasfilm, if you're listening to this by any chance, do I need to remind you of this? This is the latest video that was posted to the Star Wars YouTube channel. Look at this. It's already been ratioed to hell. 22,000 downvotes to 1.7 upvotes. And if you look at the comments, it is nothing but Gina Carano quotes and fire Kathleen Kennedy, and I'm seeing some Gio deserve better. That's funny. And yeah, it's nothing but a Gina Carano quote. I'm not the only one that's ever been bullied by this company. Yeah, that's the kind of company that Disney is. It is run by a bunch of bullies. And this will continue if Kathleen Kennedy is still there. Now, let's go ahead and listen to the answer that he gave when it comes to Gina Carano. And this answer, I'm not gonna lie, it's once again indicative of the kind of people that work at Lucasfilm. Listen to what this fucking asshole actually said.
Hi there. It's clear that there's a new blacklist punishing conservatives in the entertainment industry. Disney Plus actors Pedro Pascal and Gina Carano tweeted similar analogies of current political events to Nazi Germany. Yet only Carano, who is considered a conservative, was fired from The Mandalorian. Regarding Disney and a blacklist, this is the way?
Okay, so I found it funny that he said ended it with "this is the way," but yeah, that is basically what happened. The only reason why they fired Gina Carano and not Pedro Pascal, even though what Pedro Pascal posted was worse, was because Gina Carano was, and I still don't know if this is 100% true, but it's because Gina Carano had, well, they basically say she's conservative, but I don't think she's ever outright said that she's conservative, but basically she did not fall in line with Lucasfilm and what they wanted. And according to them, she had to go. Okay? And when she got let go, it immediately ended up biting Disney in the ass because she was exactly what Disney constantly has said that they are in support of. She was an actual strong, independent woman. And the truth is that they have never wanted that. They wanted a strong, independent woman who would fall in line and do what we want her to do. They don't want strong, independent women. They just want women who will fall in line. And it's the same with minorities, and it's the same if you happen to be LGBT. You are only welcome if you happen to have the same political views that we do. If you happen to be different than us in any way, then you immediately have to go. That's the kind of people that work in Lucasfilm. Now listen to how this asshole responds.
Well, thank you for your question. I don't really see Disney as characterizing itself as left-leaning or right-leaning.
Already a bunch of bullshit. We know that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yet instead standing for values that are.
No, you don't. You don't stand for any values. All you stand for is money. That's the only real value you care about.
Universal. Values of respect, values of decency, values of integrity.
Values of respect, decency,
and values of inclusion. And
let's just listen to that again for a second.
Decency.
Just listen to this. Just listen to it again and look at what Disney has done recently and tell me if you honestly believe what this idiot said.
Values of decency, values of integrity, and values of inclusion. And
decency, integrity, and inclusion.
We seek to have not.
You talk about decency and respect, and yet you thank the Chinese government for allowing you to film in a location that happens to be next to a camp, and you know the kind of camp that I'm talking about. And yet you have the balls, the fucking balls, to say you stand for decency and respect? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
Not only how we operate, but the content that we make reflective of the rich diversity of the world that we live in. And I think that's a world that we all should live in harmony and peace.
You don't believe in harmony and peace. You don't believe in inclusion. You don't believe in unity. You believe in division. That's what you believe in.
Thank you for your question. Next question.
And then, of course, immediately just decides to push it on to the next question. Not even again giving them a chance to ask him if he could elaborate on it or if they have any follow-up questions. No, just immediately next question. Just end of topic. Just move on. They gave them a stock answer and just said, you know what, let's move on. These are the kind of people that are working at Disney, ladies and gentlemen. Just more proof of the liars, more proof of the fact that these people are hypocrites. They say they stand for decency and respect, and yet will film in a location that happens to be next to a camp, and then will thank the country that happens to have that camp for letting them film there. Fuck you, Disney. Fuck you, Lucasfilm. Just fuck every single one of you. That's it. I'm just going to end this video right here. Thank you so much for listening. And if you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And please join me for the next video. Bye for now.